I'm Barry with another Hanson handy tip. Let's talk about foot and check valves. The foot and check valve also known as non-return valve, are the only check and foot on the market that can be sized on flow rather than thread size. What this means is that you don't necessarily have to use a 50mm with 50mm suction. You may be able to use a 25 or 32mm valve depending on flow. As you'll see, this is how it comes packaged in the shop. You'll see on the back there's two flow charts, one is the foot and one is the check valve. To choose the correct Hanson foot and check valve, use the flow chart. You'll notice on the foot valve flow chart there's a thicker line that's used for pumping from dirty water. For any more information, please visit our website hansonproducts.co.nz.
Welcome back to New Zealand Dairy Farmer. We're at Lye Farm in the Waikato. Lye Farm is a research property run by DairyNZ, and Josh Palliser is a research farm assistant on the property. He's part of a team that performs many tasks not usually undertaken on a traditional dairy farm.
How long have you been a milking assistant here at Lye Farm, Josh?
I've been here about 2.5 years, Glenys. I came from a commercial dairy farm, 2 commercial dairy farms, and I've been here for about 2.5 years.
And where were those farms? Here in the Waikato?
One of them was out in Gordington, and then one of them was in the Manawatu out at Foxton. Yeah.
So you're used to milking quite large numbers of cows?
Yes, the first farm I worked on when I came out of university was a 1,000 cow dairy farm, so it was a big herd, and it's come down to a smaller herd now, but a bit more intensive here.
Right. And before that, you were studying at university?
Yes, I studied at Massey. I did a Bachelor of Applied Science and Agriculture down there, and that was straight out of school, and I've been dairy farming ever since.
You always intended to get straight into dairy farming?
Yeah, it was sort of an interest I picked up when I was in my teens, and I worked on a family friend's dairy farm, and I really enjoyed it, and so I carried it on, yeah, and come right through.
And what motivated you to come and work for DairyNZ?
I guess I was interested in the research side, and the job became available here, and I really enjoyed it when I started working here, and ever since it's been a real good work environment here, so I've stayed here and stuck here, yeah.
How many cows are you milking here through the dairy?
We're milking 330 currently. Oh, not currently, we've dried off some cows recently, but yeah, we stay around that number. That's sort of how much the capacity of this farm is. Yeah.
And all those cows are involved in different research projects?
Yes, at varying times of the years they'll be allocated to trials. Our farm is mainly to do with the animal trials, so we've got 2 indoor feeding barns which we can monitor the intake and outtake, how much the cows eat and produce and everything. So yeah, that's the main thing with our farm. We're the animal based farm. I guess the ways that would differ on a research farm compared to a commercial farm, you get to do a lot more technical stuff to do with the cows in terms of blood sampling, milk sampling, and yeah, a lot of the stuff you do you would not do on a normal farm. And you see a lot more. You're more involved. You get to meet the scientists and know what trials are coming and how they're going to get put out to farmers and whatever.
So that was all part of the attraction to you?
I guess, yeah, I didn't know what I was really coming into when I came to this job, but as I've worked here for a while, I've sort of got to know how it works.
Coming on to the subject of mastitis, has there been problems at Lye Farm with mastitis in the past?
Previously there has, because we've done a lot of mastitis trial work on here where they've tried to infect cows with mastitis, but this season's actually been real good. Our bulk somatic sow count average is around 90,000, which is it's quite good. And yeah, we have had problems, but that's because our cows, they get manhandled a lot. They're really, it's quite intense what we do with the cows.
What happens if you've got a cow that has, over a period of time, high somatic cell count levels that you just can't seem to get on top of? What's your plan of action then?
That's probably a subclinical case of mastitis. We can try treat them with all 4 quarters, or usually it might be just in 1 quarter and we'll dry that quarter off, or else we can just cull her. Like at the end of the season, we'll probably choose to cull her based on if she has a consistently high cell count. Yeah, we'll try cull her. Yeah.
When it comes to what other farmers are doing on their properties or other farms are doing as regards treating mastitis, there's quite a bit of variation out there that you've already seen based on the farms you've worked on?
Yes, I've never come to a place where it's been as, I guess, as picky as here. The previous farms I came on, we didn't keep the udders and teats so clean before we treated the cows, but yeah, I guess it varies every system and whatever, depending on whether the farmers want to spend the amount of money on the drugs or yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And is it a big subject of conversation when it comes to dairy farmers and their staff perhaps discussing issues on the farm that they'd like to get on top of?
I guess so, yeah. The amount of cases you have out each year is a sort of indicator of performance and like milk quality. Like you'll have that bulk somatic cell count at the end of the season, and yeah, I guess it does reflect on the staff that you've got good practices in place in order to manage that mastitis and try to prevent it as much as possible.
What about the role of dairy companies in giving advice, helping farmers out when they have got perhaps higher somatic cell counts than they'd like?
I think there is resources for dairy farmers out there, and if they do actually have problems where someone can come out and see their system and see what might be going wrong. And there's always the SAM plan, which is a quick and easy to use resource which you can sort of refer to, and you'll get down to the problem pretty quickly if you follow through the steps that are inside the SAM plan.
Do you think sometimes it's a case of farmers perhaps knowing what they should be doing, but perhaps their eyes off the ball a little bit? They've got a lot of other things to be thinking about when they're milking in the shed? Yeah,
I guess so. Like some farmers, it wouldn't be so high on their priority list, so they wouldn't want to spend so much time in managing the mastitis in the herd. But I don't know, every farmer differs really, and it's how much they want to put in, how much time they want to put into it. Yeah.
Why do you think it's so important to keep on top of mastitis?
I guess because New Zealand's got such a good reputation for milk quality, and with dairying going as it is, I think managing mastitis will become more and more important in the future because, well, we don't want to. It's cost in production and also cost in money for the farmers in terms of with the gap calculator you can tell how much it's costing per cow, so it's yeah.
After the break, we talk further with Jane Lacy-Hulbert about DairyNZ's continuing efforts into research into mastitis prevention and cure. See you after the break.